Good morning. This is the morning motivation. This is a kickstart for your day to let you know that you have the energy and the resources within you and the knowledge and everything else that you need within that physical body to be able to take care of all the things that you want to take care of today. Those goals that you wanted to get marked off that list, those things that you wanted to work to get a little bit closer towards those things you want to accomplish in life. So each day we get up and we get in here and we say thank you for what we already have in life, and we give gratitude for what we have within us and on us, my clothes, my roof, the food that's in my belly, this good health that we all have. I want everybody within this world to walk away with a smile. I want everybody to walk away with a happiness within their heart, because you're getting up each day and you're kickstarting this day. And yes, they call it a man's calendar of a Monday. But guess what? It is just another day that you can get up and be the best version of you, because I get up at sunrise and I go to bed at sunset. So when my day starts and begin is when that sun hits, not when a man tells me that I have to say today is Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, I like living my life on my dreams and my journeys and my passions, because after starting this online world 3 years ago and shifting my life into a total different industry and a total different awareness and a total different focus that I didn't have before, because it seemed like I had that time clock mentality working for 26 years for somebody. I needed a shift. Why? Because that time clock wasn't working anymore. I did not like hitting that alarm clock. I did not like to have to go in and say, I'm here today for your 12, 14 hours a day, but yet I need Friday off so I can go spend time with my family because there's a birthday party or there's something going on that I want to be at. And they say no. They told me no. So that right there was what shifted my life and my mindset of knowing that I have to turn things around and start living life for me, start doing things for me, and quit I need to figure out what I need to do to bring in monetary funds that I can do that makes me happy on a day-to-day basis. So getting out here into the world and sharing what we have and sharing our knowledge and from the online world to the health aspects that we deal with, to be able to come in here and know that we can touch people's lives across the world now, that I don't have to go door to door anymore. Because that was one thing that I wanted to get into was sales a long time ago. But what was I having to do? I was having to spend my time on the phone doing cold calling, trying to strum up business, trying to do different things. And then I'd have to go knock on doors and then get many doors knocked in my face. No. But guess what? I didn't give up. I stayed persistent. And now I know that I have that entrepreneur mindset, just like everybody that you see within here this morning. We all started something different for our lives. We all started shifting our lives from knowing that we're leveraging the money, that the monetary funds that we're making at somebody else's job right now, to shift our life into finding that true passion or purpose or drive that makes us happy on a day-to-day basis to build a business of some shape, form, or fashion, whether it's a service or whether it's a product or, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's whether you go online, whether you go brick and mortar, you're doing something for you. You're moving your life into a total different direction. So every one of us in here are all affiliates of some shape, form, or fashion with some product or service across the world right now that we're dealing with. And every one of them that you see, everybody you see in here, these faces, these beautiful faces, we come in here each morning because we want to give everybody else the drive to know that you have that same energy source within you. You have that same mentality within you, that you can move your life into a total different direction. So if you're waking up each day saying, damn it, I don't want to go to that job. Well, what are you doing to get you away from that job? What are you doing different to start bringing in some different monetary funds? So you can say, I don't need this one anymore. I can put that one away. I don't have the stress in my life anymore now. Why? Because I'm not having to deal with the people or the place or the energy at that location anymore. Now I can get out and I can go live my energy. I can put it out there to the world, and I promise you, when I touch you, it's going to affect you. Because coming in here every morning and doing this for seven days a week, 8 months strong now. And I want to say thank you for everybody that's coming in here and joining with us and spreading it out on the live feeds, and those that are joining in on the live feeds with us now, because this is now touching corporations, churches, schools, and more people across the world that are shifting their business and their corporations to a different direction, because we want everybody to know, whether you are working for someone or you're working for yourself, who's doing the labor? You. So have pride in everything that you do. Give respect in everything that you do. Even if you're working for someone, it doesn't matter. They had the vision and they had the job. You needed the monetary funds, so utilize it until you can get yourself into a different position that you're wanting to go to. So leverage that money and put that in your mind. Say, I'm leveraging this money right now. I don't have to be here for the next 45 years. I don't have to do this for the rest of my life. Why? Because you all have the talents, you all have the knowledge, you all have the power within to go and do whatever you freaking want to do. You don't need somebody to say, you know, you can only do this in life. You can only do this in life. Oh, you can't do that because it's going to be too hard for you. It was too hard for them. All right. So don't listen to those voices that's telling you that you can't do something and that it's going to not be any good for you. Oh, you haven't had any results in 3 months. You know, that's not going to work. Really? Are you doing anything different? No. You're still sitting here bitching, complaining about what you don't have in life and the places that you're not able to go because you don't have the monetary funds, the things that you would like to do and take your family on places, but you don't have this and you don't have that. You're doing nothing but bitching and complaining and not letting the positive come to you. Once you get rid of that negative thought and that mindset right there, guess what? You get into that art of receiving mode and everything starts coming to you. And it's like, wow, I got a smile on my face today. I'm happy. Why? Because you did something for you. Get rid of everybody else's BS. Deal with your own. Get yours in alignment. Get a better focus and direction of where you want to go within your life. It's a good day to have a good day. Julio, you got something for a moment?
Thomas, good morning, guys. You guys you're always on point, Thomas, with it. You know, some people say, oh, well, this is fairly repetitive. Well, if it worked yesterday, it's going to work today and then every day afterwards, and getting yourself mentally charged, you know, for the day. You know, the key, in my opinion, is it starts with that thank you, Thomas. You know, you guys have all taught me that and shared that. You know, expressing gratitude for the small things that you have, you know, in your life right now can make the biggest of impact, you know, on things that you want and you hope for and you desire, you know. But if you're not, the word says, who much is given, much is required, you know. So if you have a little, but you're not thankful for a little, do you think the universe wants to go ahead and give you a lot? Do you think God wants to go ahead and, here, I'm going to give you all of this stuff just because you want it? Yet you're not thankful for the little things. You know, that's something to definitely ponder about. That's something to really think about. Let me share a small dream. I didn't have a dream, but I had a vision last night. So for the last 3 nights, in my opinion, God works in threes where he keeps confirming things over. So the last 3 nights, I've been having dreams, weird dreams. I don't always remember the dreams, but I wake up in with a message. I wake up with the message. So the first 2 nights, Thomas, I didn't practice what I should have been practicing. Getting up, writing it down, so forth. But I remember in the morning time. So last night it happened again. I go, oh, no. I said, no. You're not going to get me a third time. I'm not going to lose this, you know. So I woke up and the word that came to mind was Frankenstein. Now, you guys can interject, or Thomas, whatever. Did Frankenstein have anything that was his? Anything that was his? His heart, his brain, his arms, eyes, everything. Nothing was his. Nothing whatsoever. Yet the mad scientist went and created a Frankenstein, and Frankenstein was alive. You know, a lot of us have heard that story of Frankenstein before, you know. So if you think about that simple concept of Frankenstein, the person who is the CEO at the top company, wherever he's at, Mark Zuckerberg, you could think you could think of, you know, anyone. It doesn't matter. Bill Gates, whoever, okay, you consider to be the top guy in the world or a wow guy, you know, these corporate execs, whoever they are, anybody who you feel like, you know, I want my business to look like that, or you could say, hey, I want my relationship. Did anybody get to where they're at? My point in saying that is, did anybody get to where they're at on their own? No, nobody did. Once upon a time, they had a mentor. Once upon a time, they had somebody who knew more than them. You could have, you know, you think of somebody like an Albert Einstein, you know. Albert Einstein, we regard him as a fairly, you know, smart guy. But if you look at the history, he was they told him that he was dumb or something when he was a kid, you know. But yet we look at him today as one of the, well, somebody invested in Albert. You know what I'm saying? Somebody invested in him in order to get that mind that he had. Somebody invested in him and saw some value in him in order to get that, the best out of him, in order to create the best. So the Frankenstein concept is to say, I need you. You need me. We all need each other. Something we always talk about, Thomas, is we all have something to offer. We all have something to bring to the table. And something I actually like, it'd be nice if I knew it all. Thomas, you always say, hey, if somebody has the answers to life and they know how to do this and they know how to do that and their life is perfect, by all means, I want to talk to that guy. You were talking about it yesterday and the day before yesterday. Well, if somebody's perfect like that, I want to meet them too. But it's rare that we'll ever meet that person. We might never ever meet that person. Let's keep it real. It's just a concept in itself. But if you think about that Frankenstein concept for a second, I need you, you need me. We all need each other. Why? Because we all have something to offer. We all have something to bring to the table. We all have something that's gonna increase our brother, that's gonna help our brother, help our sister, help our cousin, help our mom, help our uncle. No matter what, we all have something to complement each other. And at the end of the day, if you were to take off and peel, you'd always talk about peeling layers, Thomas. So if you were to take back our first layer, all of us, wouldn't we all be the same? Our first layer is this. This is what you see. If we were all to
He's got a call coming in.
Sorry, I was getting a call. If you were to all take back our first layer, we're all the same on the inside, So use that and never downplay somebody, Never think that that person's slow or that person's this or that person's that. Not that you would think negatively about somebody anyways, but you could just go, oh, that's just so-and-so. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you never know how a situation, a circumstance, an instant, or somebody interjecting something can bless you. You never know how somebody giving you something and you go, man, I've read that 20 times. Or I've heard that, a bunch of times. Or, you know what, I've seen that movie before. And I've never looked at the concept of life from that perspective before. Very interesting. Somebody can help you make that slight little switch, that slight little adjustment that you may need in your business, that you may need in your relationship when it comes to love, that you may need in your life and struggling with, say, hey, I'm going through these mental struggles and I don't know what to do. I'm so overwhelmed. Hey, Thomas, hey, Julio, hey, JJ, hey, Ryan, hey, whoever. Shiloh, it doesn't matter which one of us. We all bring something to the table. So you can sharpen your brother. You can sharpen your sister. You can sharpen your fellow man. We all need each other in one way or another. So don't downplay anybody. We all bring something to the table, man. I woke up and there's a sermon behind this, Thomas. I ain't gonna lie. There's some other stuff that the Holy Spirit was giving me when I woke up, and I was just like, I was taken back, and I just sat there at the corner of my bed, and I started praying, and I was just like, man, thank you, because I didn't take the time to stop and wake up, and write down the other things that you gave me, but I'm gonna receive what you're giving me right now. I just sat at the end of my bed just saying thank you, because there's so much that's in depth to this that I would love to go into, but then we will be on here all morning. So, and this is not the Julio show, so I just wanted to bring my tidbit in there, man. I love you guys. Make this day count, man. Get your mind right. Practice the power of positivity and speaking words, positive words over yourself to get your day charged. Whenever that negativity seeks to creep in your life, tell it you don't belong here. You have the power and the ability to take your thoughts captive. So take those negative thoughts captive and let them know they don't belong there. Be charged for your day. Get in tune. Whatever your source is, tap in. It'll give you strength to go throughout your day no matter what. I guarantee it. Much love, guys.
It's the Dr. Reyes Show. Gotta love it. Get in tune with Dr. Reyes every morning, 8:30 Central. Oh, yes, every day, because we do. Why do we be able to talk like this in the morning times? Why can we give information that may sound repetitive at sometimes, as some shape, form, or fashion? Why? Because if it didn't, like he said it earlier, if it worked yesterday, why not move it into today? Why not keep utilizing the same things that made you happy today? Putting you in that correct state and that alignment. Julio's all the way over in Chicago. And to be able to get in touch with him and contact him, but to get to meet him in person when I did, it changed my outlook tremendously of him and what my persona was, because we all get up every morning and we have that prejudgment mode in our head that we need to slightly start removing, because we're not here to judge. I don't care what that person wears, their color of their hair or the clothing that they choose to wear. That's their choice, you know? So where am I to judge and say, man, that looks like shit? No, it would not look good on me, but you love it and have fun with it. Hey, right? So I gave them love and kudos for what they're wanting to do. I'm not here for somebody to be able to judge. And like Mr. Little Cole right there, my ex-wife, my son had a Batman suit, had all the muscles on it, or the suit, you know, the big old suit. And I'd let him wear it to the grocery store. She would get so mad at me for letting him wear that suit to the grocery store. And it was like, why? He's just a kid. He's having fun. Why make him change clothes just because we're going to the grocery store? No. So what did I do? I went in when she started complaining about that, I went in and I put on my suit. I had a Halloween costume. So I put on mine. So him and I went to the grocery store just to piss her off even more. So, but that's just me. Because I'm somebody who loves life, and I love everything I do within life. And I love being able to share out my energy that we give and our the knowledge and experiences and the places that I have been, the people that I have met, and all of them that have shifted my life into a total different direction. Each and every one of you, like Julio said, in here shifts my life every day, because you all have something different to bring to the table. The way you speak, the way you present yourself on your cameras, the way we talk one-on-one, the way we communicate. It's not a matter of, like I said, it's not prejudging anything. I did that prejudging earlier in my sales career life, about 15 years ago. And when the man came out in his overalls and no shoes on and a tin can with nothing but cash in that tin can and says, I want that one right there. The house, look, I prejudged the place before I walked in, said I wasted my time driving out here. I did all of that, but yet the universe still let me have that sale. So just know, don't prejudge anybody. Don't read a book by its cover. Read the content. Get to know the person inside here. Like he said, we're all the same on the inside. Some hearts beat a little bit faster. Some have a little bit more energy and a little bit more electricity that we give out, but it's okay. Because that's what we give. We have got in tune with our source energy. He said it this morning, got on the edge of his bed and he said, thank you. Thank you for the message. Thank you for the information that you have given to me to be able to give back to the world today. So now that's going to be running in the back of his mind about the Frankenstein and the rest of his other stuff. And now that'll go out on his Goes Lives. It'll go out on his feeds and everything. So everybody to be able to enjoy that energy that's going to come out as well. So the same thing with you. If you have something and it grabs you, don't discourage it. Pick up the pen, write it down what was said within your head, because that's the only place it was at. So now let's put it on paper. And now once it goes to paper, it may go to a vision. And now that vision may come to a creativity. And now that creativity has now got us all sitting here on a computer system right here on the phone or on your computer, whichever, or somebody had a vision of that. Somebody had a dream of that. Somebody wrote it down and drew it or whatever. Same thing with each one of you guys. If you've got a vision or something pops up, carry the pens with you. If you're not carrying a little pen in the journal with you, start. Because I promise you, throughout the day, you'll see different things that will spark an interest, spark a creativity side or whatever that you want to do for your business. So now you're going throughout the day and you see something or you heard something or you talk to someone about something. Now guess what? You write it down, because by the time you leave that meeting and you get home and you didn't write nothing down, you have forgot half the meeting. So while you're at the meeting, make sure you're taking notes. If you're on a Zoom meeting online, take notes. Why? Because you're not going to remember it all.
They say we only retain 15 to 25% of stuff. If we're sitting under a sermon or a lesson or whatever, that's why whenever we were in classes back, in school days, and they were doing their PowerPoints, they were like, hey, make sure you're taking notes. Why? Because they knew back then we were only going to retain a little bit of what's being spoken, of what's being taught. So I love that, Thomas, and I thank you for that little tidbit. And as far as the whole note taking, making sure you carry a notepad and a pen with you. That I've gotten so much information in the last 7 to 8 months, no joke, and I reference it as a download. I've got information downloaded into this mastermind of a database right here, and it was a great download, and I was able to man, write all those things down. Why? Because I had a paper available to me. If not, you lose it.
That's it. Then you can come back, and now you're going to figure out and see how the journals have brought up new stuff that when people pass away and then they see those journals that person was writing, and it's like, wow, he went to the grave with all of that. Wow. You know, and now that you're reading the journal, but yet you don't feel or understand that true of what the guy was speaking or saying right there in his head at that time while he was journaling. Would have been so much nicer if we could have got that or grasped that. Because like he said before earlier, I think Julio said it a while ago, that the salesmen in life, back in the days that did it door to door and word of mouth, they would have wished they had social media like we have today. So say thank you for what we have in life. Go ahead.
Always have to journal and write it down and everything. And even if you think it's a failure, I mean, when you're thinking something's a failure and everything, and you get to the point if you think you're failing everything, you can take it as you're losing your inspiration of wanting to move forward and have that growth. And you always got to think of, you know, if you think of it in another way also is the smoothest rock. Where are you going to find the smoothest rock? The smoothest rock you're going to find in the rockiest part of the stream, right? So you got to go through the rockiest, the hardest times and have that failure to have that educational process of life of being able to grow and be able to stay inspired and move yourself forward to where you need to be able to get to. To always have that journal and always, you know, no matter what the thought is, no matter, you know, if you think it's a failure thought or anything, it's an education process. No failure is a failure. Every failure is a learning process. So just think of it that way and always have that journal handy.
That was just another label mankind had put on, you know, when you didn't achieve the climbing over the wall in the military. You know, you failed. No, I didn't fail. My physical abilities weren't at this point that it needed to be for me to get over that wall. So now let me go do some more training, and I'll come back and I'll climb that wall like no man before. So same thing within your life. Whatever you're wanting to accomplish and achieve, then you're the one that's got to go towards it. Brother JJ, you had something?
You know me, Thomas. I usually have something, especially after I get listening to you and Julio in the morning, because you guys always spur things in my brain cell, you know. The whole thing about helping your brothers, helping your sisters, you know, and that kind of thing. It, you know, it brought me to think about something that Ryan said last Friday when he was on the Kong Family Show. He said something at the very end when I asked him. He always ask everybody, you know, what's your final message? What's the most important thing that you could offer to our guests that you think would help them the most? And he said, you're never going to go broke by investing in yourself. And that was like, wow, you know, and the thing is that if you don't invest in yourself, then you really can't help others. You don't really have the ability to help others if you're not, you know, we talked about this last week, and, you know, the repetitive thing, whatever, you know, you got to hear things over and over and over again before you're, you know, the trap allows them into your abyss. And so you gotta hear this stuff sometimes. And sometimes you need to hear it a little bit different way, because sometimes you hear something one way and it doesn't resonate, but then you hear it another way said by somebody else where they basically said the exact same thing. And all of a sudden you go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, if you invest in yourself, then you give yourself the ability, the potential to go out there and help your brother and help your sister and, you know, help that stranger. And, you know, and what you were saying a minute ago about not judging people, I've got an incredible story to tell about that. There was this old dude that would come into the fossil show down in Tucson. And one of my fossil brothers that's been doing it for 20 plus years, being down there at that show, he said this old dude would come into the show and he'd come through everybody's rooms. And he literally looked like he just crawled out of the gutter. He looked like he just, you know, was right out there in the street last night. And he, you know, got up out of the gutter, shook himself off, and, you know, his hair was looking as good as mine. And he and he comes and, you know, he'd sit and go through people's rooms, you know, and people would see him looking like a bum and such, and they'd like, God, please get out of here, you know, and that kind of stuff. And a lot of people would do that. But when the rubber met the road, this dude was probably the richest guy that had the most money to spend of anybody at that show. He was a multi-millionaire, and he chose to do this kind of as an experimental thing to see who was going to treat him like the bum that he looked like, or who was going to treat him like the millionaire that he was, regardless of what he looked like. And that was such an incredible, powerful lesson for me. And, you know, sometimes it's hard, you know, you see somebody that looks like they just crawled out of the gutter and that kind of stuff. It's hard not to judge them, but that's where you've got to, you know, refocus on yourself and realize, hey, I don't have any right to be judging that person for how funky they look. You know, their hair's, you know, doing whatever it is. They got all these, you know, things, whatever, that you would never do in a million years. I love what you said, Thomas, about, hey, if you like it, it looks good for you. Hey, sweet. You know, that's, you know, I was going to cut my hair the other day, but I decided against it. You know, my sweetie said it looked good. So I said, okay, then I guess it looks good, you know, and whatever. But that's something we definitely need to realize, is that you never know. You just never know whether you're talking to a bum or a millionaire. And so don't judge. And, you know, make sure to invest in yourselves every day, kids. And that way you can help it.
That's really, really good. Pretend for a second. You speaking, I saw something in the spirit. So pretend you have a cup. And we've referenced this cup before. So if your cup is empty, can you pour out anything? No. Exactly. So the best investment is self-investment. You can't give somebody something that you don't got. If you have nothing to give, how can you pour out your cup into somebody else's? You're going to pour a bunch of nothing into nothing. Plain and simple. They have this cup and they're ready to receive, and then you go, oh yeah, I'm gonna, and you're pouring absolutely nothing because you didn't take the time to invest in yourself and develop yourself. 100% agree with that statement. Best investment is self-investment.
Yes, sir. And speaking of Brother Ryan, are you available to go ahead and step out for a moment?
Yes, I certainly am. Yes, definitely. Don't be the bum to reject the bum, JJ. I love that. Okay, I haven't been reading much lately. I've been super busy painting my grandma's house top to bottom. We were supposed to do a couple of rooms, and all of a sudden we're doing the whole house. So must be good at what we do. So just getting ready to leave here, but I always got something to bring from the Mastery of Love. I wanted to bring this on Friday, I do believe, but I was busy and didn't get the chance. So here we go. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, you respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. You no longer sabotage yourself, your own happiness, your own love. You no longer carry all that guilt and blame. You no longer have all those judgments against yourself. And you no longer judge anyone else. From that moment on, all the beliefs that make you happy, that push you to struggle in life, that make your life difficult, will just vanish. Surrender all those ideas about being what you are not, and become what you really are. When you surrender to your nature, to what you really are, you no longer suffer. When you surrender to the real you, you surrender to life. You surrender to God. Once you surrender, there is no longer a struggle. There is no longer resistance. There is no longer suffering. Being wise, you always go for the easy way, which is to be yourself, whatever you are. Suffering is nothing but resistance to God. The more you resist, the more you suffer. It's simple. So quit resisting. Be yourself. And that kind of piggybacks off what we were just saying. So love this group so much. Love and appreciate you all.
Thank you, Brother Ryan. Yes. That's everything that we just said this morning. That brought it all out right there. That touched it. That was it. I mean, you are you cannot see Ryan's face today, but Ryan does come in here through Monday through Fridays and spends his time with us when he's not as busy, and gives a reading out of a book that he reads. And that way he gives back to the world, getting himself out of that uncomfortable zone when we first started all this. And he jumped on it and said, yes, I want to get uncomfortable. Let me do a little reading here and there. So awesome. And thank you very much for everything that you do for us, Ryan. And it was an awesome interview you had the other day, and keep pushing forward in everything that you're doing. Awesomeness.
Appreciate you, Thomas. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. All right. All right, we're going to pass it off one more time to the floors. Anybody else got anything that they want to bring up for today before we step it over to Shiloh?
One last thing, Thomas. Scott said some really good stuff. And I've been guilty of this in the past. And what I mean by guilty is I'll have a thought or something that I've been meditating on for years, months, and it's powerful. It can be really, really good. So if you have a concept, if you have something really, really good that at one point in time it was impacting, or something that you wrote down, a statement, something, doesn't matter what it is, but something that's really, really good and it's fruitful, don't downplay it. And what I mean by that is like, okay, well, it's no big deal, blah, blah, because you've been sitting there meditating on it for 2-3 years. I've written, notes down. I write notes down all the time, but there's stuff that I've sat there and I read over and I go, that's no big deal. And then somebody will read my stuff, or I'll speak it to somebody and go, oh, what do you think about this? Or it'll randomly come out of me. It'll flow out of my mouth because I've meditated on it. So it's already in me, and then I'll give it to an individual place, not place, a person or whatever, and they'll go, man, that was so great. And me, I just threw it out there like, no big deal, because it was, I've received it in that way because it was already a part of me. It was already in me, so if you guys have tidbits, if you guys have nuggets, I know each and every person on here this morning has something awesome inside their spirit that they want to share. We've heard the feedback that, hey, it's so good that we're in awe. Sometimes you guys just, and that's great. Thank you. We appreciate that stuff. But I know everybody on here has something to offer every single morning. We don't glorify ourselves in this, in any right. We don't, because it's not us, but it's the source in us. It is not us. Greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. I tap into the spirit that is inside of me, and that's where I get my stuff from. There you go, Thomas. And Thomas does the same thing, man. And a lot of times that's why, he's like, hey, we it's kind of like we got, kindred spirits and whatnot, because we believe we don't believe everything the same, but we believe a lot of things the same. So we understand the importance in starting your day right and tapping into your source. Don't ever downplay yourself, guys. You guys are all forces to be reckoned with. You can be the devil's worst enemy, but at the same time, you can be your own worst enemy. So get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Tap into your source, man, to be life changers, man. I love you guys.
I love and appreciate you there, brother. Everything that you do, his energy. Like I said, once you meet him, guys, y'all keep coming here, you'll see it. It's going to affect you. Pretty much so. All of us. So also, all right, we're going to bring this over to Shiloh. She does an affirmation reading to wrap us up today. And if you want to get more recordings of this, we record them Monday through Friday. You can go to the Thomas Lee Warden YouTube channel, and you can subscribe there and get the messages every day that we do our recordings and put them out. So you ready, Miss Shiloh?
I'm ready. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, as soon as I started to speak, he was so quiet. But anyway, here we go. I am the architect of my life. I am the creator of my reality. I accept and love myself just the way I am. I am supported and loved by the universe. I am surrounded by abundance. I am healthy, energetic, and optimistic. I am overflowing with happiness, joy, and satisfaction. My body is relaxed. My mind is calm. My soul is at peace. I am able to achieve whatever I desire. I can achieve greatness. Everything happens for a reason. Everything leads to something positive. I am able to conquer all the challenges I am confronted with. I am becoming more confident and stronger each day. My potential to succeed is infinite. I am creative and bursting with brilliant ideas. I am at peace with my past. I am grateful for the wonders in my life. Today, I lay the foundation for a wonderful future. Everything I seek can be found within. I am in alignment with the universe. Everything leads to something better.
Thank you very much for that right there. Guys, y'all have an awesome, beautiful, blessed day. Thank y'all for joining in and all the live streams that's going out. We want to thank y'all very much for coming in. We do this tomorrow, 8:30 Central. Come and join us. See y'all tomorrow.